Christina VanDerwerker with Berkshire Hathaway out of the Clifton Park office, and I am here with Chad McConnelee, and he is with Dustless Surface Solutions. Hi, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So, tell me a little bit about your business. Like, what is Dustless Surface Solutions?
Dustless Surface Solutions is a mobile sandblasting company that I saw online Actually, I saw it online, I saw it on TV, I've seen it in magazines and whatnot, and I was like, I really want to do that. Because I had done sandblasting in the past, I really enjoyed it. It's a job that I like because once you start it, nobody wants to be near you. Because it's very loud, it's right. Quite messy, yeah. And it really does a great job, sandblasting does. So I got into it, and I enjoy it. I actually legitimately enjoy doing it, and what I need now is just more customers.
So what kind of drew you to that? What makes sandblasting fun?
For me, it's actually seeing the finished product.
Okay.
Because you can take something that can be a really, really rusty mess, and when you end up seeing it without all the rust and metal that's clean, it just looks so nice and crisp. Yeah. Even if it was just, surface rust, it comes out so nice. If it's, rust with a lot of holes in it, well, in New York, that's what you end up with. Yeah. So, but at least that gives you a nice starting point to cut out what you don't need, weld in new pieces, and away you go. I also got into doing boats, which is fantastic. I love doing boats. Yeah. Boats are fantastically great to do. I end up doing the boats all wet because I don't need to do, I like doing cars with dry media rather than the dustless part of it, and cars will collect all the sand inside the frame, quarter panels, doors, whatever, and once that sand is in there, it's very difficult to get out when it's wet. Sure. But I started doing a lot of cars dry rather than wet, which does make more of a mess, and it's definitely not dustless. But the boats I can do wet, and it keeps all the dust down. I can do a boat right next to another boat, and it'll barely have anything on it, which is fantastic with people with their could be $100,000 toys.
Sure.
So you don't want to have a mess on their hands.
So you primarily started with cars.
Yep.
And then now you've moved to boats. Is there anything else that would be?
I can do buildings. If you look at what Dustless, the company says, Dustless Blasting says, you can actually do buildings and graffiti removal and parking lots, like line removal, cleaning up. They have a borderline unlimited list of things that they will do. I've done concrete removal from forms for just actually tanks, and the stuff came out fantastic. They were really happy. They're like, no, we just got to get them kind of scummed up again, and then we'll have you come in and clean them all up again, and we'll have them ready for the next year. Like, perfect. I'm totally okay with it. So, yeah. And it's nice just because, like I said, when stuff is done, it looks so nice and crisp and clean. It's just something that you need to see in person. Sure. To really enjoy it.
Sure. So what made you kind of do this in the Scotia area?
I was born and raised here. I grew up maybe 2 miles from here, not even that far. Yeah. I moved way up on Saginaw Road for a little while, lived with my girlfriend, now wife, in Albany for a bit, and then we bought a house in Schenectady, and then moved back to Scotia because we wanted our kids to go to Scotia. Just seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah. So what do you like so much about the area?
It was just nice and quiet. There's not a lot of crime. When I was a kid, I used to just leave my bike outside and lock the doors. It was just a nice, quiet area. Nowadays, you have to lock the doors, you have to lock the cars, but it is what it is. So, yeah. But that part, things change. So it's all good.
Yeah. What kinds of changes have you seen in the area? You grew up here, but then you moved away a little bit.
Just a lot more progress. kids aren't out as much as they used to be when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There are a lot of places for kids to go and just hang out, like the Pines that doesn't exist anymore after the flood from the logs that broke. Just a lot of different things like that. There wasn't anything really specific that made us want to be here, but my in-laws are here, my parents are here, so it's like.
Anything that you would like to see in the area that there isn't?
No, not really. They're actually, anytime there's like, I kind of wish we had Walmart close. We don't have Walmart now, so. And, I wish we had a couple more fast food places or places to eat out, and then I've got a couple places to pop up.
Yeah.
So they seem to be, the area is trying to grow,
Right.
but, it's like everything else. You gotta have the money to spend it.
Right.
Schenectady seems like they're doing a better job of trying to build up that area. So
Yeah. And you don't necessarily want it to be too overgrown.
No.
You want it to stay the quiet,
Right.
kind of nice
Right.
community that
That's
it
why I
was.
kind of like, this side of the bridge rather than in Schenectady. It's
Right.
Right. This stay over here. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Any favorite restaurants? Anything that you like to eat out of?
We really like JT's over where Great Union Plaza used to be, still is technically, near the high school. Really enjoyed that, and really like Giovanni's. I can't even think of the name of it. The Chinese place on Mohawk Ave. The name is escaping me right now, but I really right across from the movie theater.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. So what kind of business goals do you have for the next year?
For the next year, I would love to be able to quit my job and just do this exclusively, rather than having to do both.
Okay.
I have also been trying to do that for 5 years now, and it still isn't happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It is
what it is.
definitely difficult to start a business.
oh, definitely.
A lot of things that you don't really think about when you have this grand idea,
Nope.
but then actually putting it into practice is, a little bit more challenging.
It's tough, especially with Rona and all that crap. It didn't really affect me a lot, but there was a lot of people that I was going to frequently that I stopped going to because it was like, no, they were so over the top with Corona, and I'm like, I'm not that guy.
Right. Right.
It's gonna pass, it's like everything else, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's like everything else.
Yeah, we can only hope. Any odd requests that you've had from clients? Something that you didn't expect that they'd want
I
you to do?
had a guy that wanted me to do just the upper rim around his pool. He didn't like the color that they did the mortar on around his pool, but he was so great guy, don't get me wrong. But all he wanted me to do was just knock that off, but he didn't want me to get anything in his pool. And I'm like, it's glass bead is what I use for medium, which looks like sand.
Right.
And he was like very adamant about, well, I gotta make sure that nothing gets in my pool. And I'm like, well, you can just vacuum it out. It's only sand. It won't be a lot, but it's gonna probably get some in there. It's dust.
Sure.
So, and even though it's called dustless, it's totally not. And I
It's
really wish it
dust
was.
less.
Yeah,
Like less
there's
dust.
less dust, but it's not no dust.
Right, exactly. It's not no dust.
Right. But if it was, that'd be fantastic. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only really crazy one I had. I did have the gentleman that owns Frog Alley,
Okay.
JT Pollard.
Yeah.
He had me take a look at doing the inside of the building for him, just to make it look cleaner and nicer.
Yeah.
And I'm still actually hoping that he might use me to do that.
Yeah.
If he does, great. If he doesn't, no hard feelings. I was happy to get the opportunity to do that, at least, give him a price on it.
Sure.
And I will give a price to anybody about anything, doesn't really matter. I drove up to Lake Luzerne a couple weeks ago, gave a guy a price, still don't know if I'm gonna do that one. If I do,
Yeah.
awesome. If I don't,
Yeah.
so be it.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, I mean, you provide the opportunity,
Exactly.
you give them the information and what they do with it.
And I will go pretty much anywhere. It doesn't really matter. If somebody calls me and they're 2 hours away, I may be like, you might want to try to match me a little bit closer than me, but if they can't find anybody, I'll take a drive. But
Right.
I'm gonna have to make the price affect that, but
Sure.
it is what it is. So.
Yeah, well, especially with the gas prices, you know.
I drive diesel trucks.
Yeah, you definitely want to be more
And
strategic.
I had to drive that just because of the business and the weight of the trailer. So.
Right.
But
So what's kind of surprised you about owning a business?
not a lot. The only part that's kind of a pain, taxes. But even that so far hasn't been too big of a deal because we're not big enough yet. We're not making enough money.
Sure.
But I would love to change that. I think that would be fantastic. I would love the challenge of trying.
You'd love to pay taxes if
I would
you're
love to
making
pay
the
a lot of
money.
taxes on it. Couldn't care less if I'm making the money. I'll be happy.
Sure, absolutely. And why do you think it's important for people to use local businesses?
Just to keep the money in the community. It's always nice. I like staying in the community. I will, I shop all over the place around here.
Sure.
And even when I work at one, I really try not to do big box business. I just can't do it. Everything's terrible compared to, a lot of what you can get at local businesses. So rather than spending a little bit of money at the little one, where it'll save you now, but in the long run you end up buying like weed whackers and lawnmowers. You might buy 3-4 of them, or you go buy one, and it'll last you 10, 15, 20 years.
Right.
You'd rather do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you spend a little more, but then you're helping the little guy,
exactly.
and then they can build their businesses, and then they won't have to shut down. Like
I
so many
was
did.
going down and buying popcorn from Scotia Cinema during the whole pandemic thing because they couldn't do anything.
Right?
And I'm like, I'm buying popcorn.
Yeah.
I want that place to stay alive.
Absolutely.
It was just one of those things. I'm like, I loved going there when I was a kid. I know my kids will love it, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to, eat it, once a week we would get takeout and different things from places.
Right.
And, that kind of stuff. So you have another job and then you have this business. Do you get to do anything besides work?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I go into work very early and I'm out at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So I have a very large amount of my day
Oh, perfect.
until I go to bed that I can do a lot of with. But it's just, I feel that I needed to expand, which is why I finally got my Facebook page and got a web address and all that set up so that I can actually make it function, I guess. And people can actually look up and see what work I've done and what, this could look like after the fact.
Sure. Oh, people love before and after pictures.
Exactly. And that's,
Post a lot of those.
We don't have many on our web page, but you can really legitimately see the difference.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Perfect. So what do you think the future holds for you? What would you like to see happen?
Well, like I said, I'd really love to quit my job.
Yeah.
But I'd like to actually be working probably 3-4 days a week, just doing the blasting. I think any more than that, I'm gonna get really tired really fast.
Sure.
Because it does beat up on you.
Yeah.
I'm outside in a Tyvek suit with a hood on and a cape.
Yeah.
And it's not easy on you. It's
No, I bet.
loud. It's you're bending all different ways, just trying to get it. And I'm not a small guy, so I'm not gonna try to pretend I am. But I do the best I can with what I can. And so far, I'm doing all right. So, but
Thank you so much for meeting with me. Is there anything else you wanna say about you or your business?
No. Everybody, please come visit my website, check out my stuff. Whatever I need to do to make people happy.
Yeah, so we'll put some information on the end of this video, and then people can be able to contact you. Chad McConnelee with Dustless Surface Solutions. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today, and
Thank you for having me.
hopefully we'll grow your business.
That would be fantastic. I would enjoy that.
Okay, great.